The Game Awards are usually packed with huge AAA reveals, but some of the most exciting games shown for me were actually the smaller indie titles. So today I want to create a list and shout out a few indie games that were shown at the Game Awards that look genuinely creative and are absolutely worth your while keeping them on your radar. This list is fairly diverse, so if you see a game that you're not feeling, don't worry, still stick around because you might like the next one. Also, thank you for 100 subscribers. I know in the scheme of things that other people won't see that as a lot, but to me, this is a really huge milestone and I'm really excited. So thank you to every single one of you who's subscribed, and I can't wait for the channel to grow with you, and you also get bragging privileges about being here right from the start. Anyway, I love you all, and with that being said, let's get into the video. Bradley the Badger is an upcoming action-adventure platformer from indie developer Day 4 Night Studios. In the game, you play as Bradley, a once famous platforming franchise mascot who wakes up in a world that no longer makes sense. With his home and his friends threatened, Bradley must journey through a series of unfinished game worlds to find his way back. You will use the Kit, a game-changing tool that lets Bradley manipulate unfinished assets in the game world much like a developer would. Developers Christian Cantamessa, the lead designer on Red Dead Redemption, and David Soliani, creative lead on Mario + Rabbids, describe the game as part love letter to video games and part satire of them, drawing inspiration from both classic and modern game design. Hello, just popping in to say, if you aren't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps me keep creating content like this, so if you like it, hit the subscribe button, give it a like, give the channel some engagement. Let's get back to the video. Now this one I am really excited for. Coven of the Chickenfoot is an upcoming single-player puzzle platformer adventure from indie developer Wildflower Interactive. The new studio, founded by industry veteran Bruce Straley, best known for directing Uncharted 2, Uncharted 4, and The Last of Us. You'll play as Gertie, an elderly witch who finally gets her shot at adventure after the classic heroes have already plundered the dungeons and slain all of the monsters. Gertie's goal is to prove herself to her coven by fulfilling a mysterious oath, and she can't do it alone. Throughout your journey, you'll form a bond with a strange creature that observes and adapts to how you play. This companion evolves its own behaviours and motivations over time, however it's still its own fully realised character with its own motivations and goals. The game's world is described as semi-open, rewarding exploration from the player. The story unfolds through the relationship between Gertie and her companion. The stronger their bond, the more secrets you'll uncover about the world and your purpose within it. Coven of the Chickenfoot combines cozy charm with its visuals and a more deeper emotional experience with its story, a thematic focus on trust, collaboration, and what it truly means to be a hero. Ontos is a upcoming sci-fi mystery thriller from Frictional Games, the studio behind Soma, and it promises a deeply philosophical narrative-driven experience that pushes beyond traditional horror. You play as Aditi Amani, invited to the Moon Hotel Samsara by the legacy of your estranged father. However, what originally starts as a search for answers turns into a much larger discovery. Ontos focuses on psychological tension and player choice, where environments and challenges are designed to make you think and question your decisions. As you scavenge for materials and explore the once hotel, you'll encounter morally complex experiments, scenarios that test your ethics, logic, and how you define right versus the necessary. There's no one solution to most of the game, and your choices will ultimately shape how the events unfold. Samsara itself is a vast layered world that aesthetically really adds to the tone of the game. It mixes this opulent remnants of its hotel past, like casinos, theatres, and grand halls, with eerie labs and moon facilities. Environmental details all contributing to the broader mystery of Samsara and what truly happened there. As a side note, I really loved Soma as a psychological horror, and I truly recommend you go play it if you haven't already. This game looks like a bit of an expansion on the success of that, so I'm genuinely really excited for this one. Also, I know this is slightly off topic, but Dishonored is one of my favourite games of all times, and I think the visual aesthetics of Ontos is calling to me because of this. Does anyone feel the same as me? I don't know. But this has a planned release date for 2026. There's no exact date as of yet, but it's definitely one in my wish list. Decrepit is a upcoming first-person Souls-like action game set inside an undead-infested medieval castle, where every attempt to escape feels like a desperate struggle for survival. Developed by Yamadal Games and published by Free Friends, it debuted at the Game Awards. Combat in Decrepit is all about stamina management and reading enemy attacks. Each weapon has distinct patterns, and mastering these can be the difference between life and death. There's no hand holding you here, every strike and dodge needs perfect timing and precision. Though Decrepit leads heavily on soul-like difficulty, it also blends light roguelike elements. Death resets your equipment, but not your hard-earned understanding of the castle. Every run begins back in a random dungeon cell, with the castle's layout remaining consistent, but enemy encounters changing as you die and retry. You don't keep your gear after death, everything is stripped, but any shortcuts, elevators, and secrets you've uncovered stay unlocked. At any time, you can equip one weapon and one piece of armor, and these define your playstyle. Gear belongs to archetypes like warrior, mage, rogue, or shaman. Expect a dark, oppressive medieval prison atmosphere, populated with grim undead enemies reminiscent of everything you would expect from a classic Soulsborne. Finally, Orbitals is a two-player retro anime style game coming to the Switch 2 in 2026. There isn't a huge amount of information available yet, but honestly, the visuals are just amazing and stand for themselves. The game absolutely nails the 90s anime aesthetic, and it's really easy to see why. Developer Shape Farm has partnered with a real anime studio, Studio Musket, the team behind Blue Lock and more. According to the game's official website, you'll team up as Maki and Amura, two determined explorers traveling through space in search of help for their crumbling home, which is trapped inside a supernatural cosmic storm. Like other great two-player co-op experiences, each player will have unique tools to use throughout the journey. Expect high-energy action sequences as you blast through space whilst piloting your ship, alongside slower, quieter moments that let you soak in the atmosphere and the world around you. If you and your player 2 have enjoyed games like Split Fiction, It Takes Two, or Unravel, Orbitals genuinely looks like a strong contender to become one of your all-time favourites. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, do give it a like and comment down below which one from this list you're most excited for. For me personally, I think it's very obvious that it's Ontos I'm really excited for, and if you have any idea of any other games that should be featured on this channel, do let me know, I'd love to chat with you down below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.